Pain profound, it's deep where the heart makes sound. One last beat and it might bleed out. I just might leave now, empty these airbags and lie me down. See the lies in your eyes catching up with your mouth. I made my mistakes, of course I never lived them down. You won't let me, left marks on your heart. You will never forget me, condescend me and call me proud. I told you what you need to win and how. I'm a madman now. My worst fears realized, no longer the sad clown, Pagliacci the Pennywise. The point of no return, make them ashes and let them fly. You ain't gon' save them all, so go ahead and just let them die. Murder these emotions, bury them deep inside. If I get any colder, I swear I'ma freeze the shy. All I could do is soldier, marching through a starry night, focused on the end game, finally gon' get it right. Find myself in the light, been fighting for my fucking life, dealing with you fake fucks. I ain't gotta say much, you know what it is, kid. I just wanna blaze up, continue getting rich, bitch, and blow the fucking name up. Built by where I came from, pushed by what I've been through. You deferred my dreams, the reason I resent you. It don't make no sense, you pretend I don't offend you. I'm everything you hate, but if you walked a mile in these shoes, you finally understand why it's not in me to respect you. We come from different fabric, different manners, different venue. We lost our common ground, the bond just wasn't sound. The objective was to come up, and now you bring me down. Now you bring me down. Crushing me inside. Cold stares and crooked smiles for what seemed a million miles. Every demon that I let in is out to hunt me down. Burn this jungle up around me, leave the ashes on the ground. Scorched earth, cursed birth, body bags of 4 pounds. This is what we left with, why else would we be desperate? Gunning for each other's heads, wishing everybody dead. Fight the reaper often, but he will never soften. Relentless with his methods, he will put you in a coffin. My mind isn't earned, cause I've already burned. Drowned in the dark matter, mirror shattered, I've learned. You won't take what I've earned, never break what I create. Cause I have made the sacrifices you're afraid to make. My fear is lost potential, being anything but great. Succumbing to the suckers, to the leeches and the hate. Politicians with their speeches in these streets cannot debate. Punch your ballots with these bullets and you'll run and seal your fate. Democracy's a mockery, only the strongest stay. The weak will fade away, and us, we'll see another day. No matter what another motherfucker has to say, I will never let you hold me in one place. Your problems are your own, it's personal, emotions overblown. Living separate visions, conscious overthrown. I trust none of you bastards, I'm safest when I'm alone. It's sad, I understand it's how it is out on this road. To take a gorilla's grip to hold on to your soul. Brute force to stick to the script and not let it go. You can't slip, one false move and you'll never know. Had you gotten up, how far you go, how far you go. hanging from a thread till you dead. Cause your partner put a price on your head. Cause your chick was laying up in his bed. She getting details, spilling every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale of fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep parts. You a savage, you can have it, just show how your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, the soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this lands for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, stray bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shivering, it's a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop, where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun, but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence, dare you to say something. No sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next, open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think them Bible papers will shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving. Salutes. Welcome back to C4RTEL Reacts. I am your host, C4RTEL. Hope everybody's doing okay on this Friday evening. Salutes. Checking in. Appreciate y'all being here tonight. Thank you very much for coming through. We're going to cover a couple of things. Salutes to y'all in the building. Jonathan Pantoja, numero uno tonight. Salutes to you, Jonathan. Appreciate you, sir. Young Jizzle on the check-in, sipping on his brew. Smoke them if you got them. All right, crack them open if you got them. If you're sober, it's a hug from me to you. Salutes. All right. Salutes Zoraida on the check-in. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great Friday. Salutes Vernon Himes on the check-in. How's everyone's Friday? So far, so good. What is popping, y'all? Salutes Chucky Chingon on the check-in. Appreciate you coming through. All right. It's a Friday night. I'm sure there's a couple of people out there shaking their ass, doing their thing. Salutes to those that are able to check in. Salutes to those that will be able to stick around. I appreciate you guys. We're going to get it in. All right. Vernon is right on time. It's been a minute. Salutes. It's good to have you back. All right, Perfecto J77 on the check-in. Salutes to you. All right. Let's let a couple people get in here. Salutes Velez on the check-in. Appreciate you coming through. All right. Little message to the commenters out there. I got told to tighten up. They said, why am I covering so much Chomo stuff? They said I went from, I don't know, Marcos or cartel bosses to Chomos.
In some instances, I went from chomos to chomos. But he told me to tighten up. I didn't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you talking to, man? So, to anybody that wants to produce my show, tell me what to do, where to go, what to care about. Feel free to go make your own show. I got a list in the description through Amazon with every piece of equipment that I ordered to make this happen. So go on, do that, and make yourself a channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Push the fuck on. All right? I'm going to do what I want to do around here. Period. You know what I mean? I will be the one that suffers from it. It's my decision. It is what it is. You don't like it? There's a million channels on here. Way more than that, all right? Again, salutes to y'all for being here. Tonight, there's a couple of things that I wanted to cover. Let me drop these links in the chat real quick. True Crime Playlist. Make sure y'all check that out. We got some new entries in there. Some of the stuff people care about, some they don't. Some rather ride bosses all day long. I thought you were going to talk to us about the bosses. I said plenty. Every now and then I want to check something else out. I'm going to do that. Period. Surviving El Chapo playlist in there. Cartel Wives. If there's something that you haven't checked out on this channel yet, please do. All right. I know we gotta do the housekeeping. All right. There's a Discord invite. Don't come in there telling me what to do either. You living in my world, Susia. Living in my world, Susia. Get a hold of yourself. All right, here's the Discord link for those that want to join the Discord. I'm going to also try to make my X/Twitter a little bit more active. From my understanding, there's videos that I could put on there and images that I could put on there that I can't put on YouTube. So that'll be a good go-to along with the Discord for the stuff that you're not able to see, that we're not able to show you on YouTube. All right, here is our exclusive Flores Twins interviews as well right here. All right, there's that link. All right, we got our Il Shop sponsor link in the chat. Paste. Boom. And we have our, let's see, we have our Streamlabs TTS link. All right, these last two links that I'm putting here, you hit one of those for a $2 minimum donation. You can play a comment on my screen in the middle of the show. Right, and I will give it the attention it deserves and move on. $2 minimum donation for that, and it'll look something like this. Let's play one of Jonathan's last joints, one of them funny joints. Let's see. Here we go.
Jonah and Pinto just sent $5. Salutes, Chiel, my dude, for always going above and beyond with the resilient drama, providing us with all kinds of content as we diversify and grow. You talk to the committee chat, like and subscribe to great quality content. It's free.
All right, that was ZZ Pantoja, aka JP. Salutes to him. All right, appreciate you. So it'll look and sound like that. So if you want to interrupt me or if you want to insult me, you ain't gonna last long in the chat insulting me. We got a couple wrenches out there that's ready to split you to the white meat, so beware. But if you want to insult me, pay the $2, say what you gotta say. All right, man. Salutes to y'all. Honey's up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to look into today is the hostile existence between Mexican regional artists and these corrido artists and the cartel, and how it doesn't seem to be it's not all flowers and rainbows over there. You know what I mean? So I want to look into that because something dawned on me that I saw, that I might have saw before, that I might have thought was too crazy to be true, but something I want to look into, and then I'm going to bring back the topic of what I want to cover and what I choose to cover and when I choose to cover it, all right? So with that said, let's get into this. This is from a channel called Maddie's Balls. And I'll link that in the description. And it's the Cartel's Deadly Grip on the Music Industry. All right? Let's get it. All right? Salutes to y'all. Hundreds up. Let's get it.
Recently, there have been multiple headlines about popular artists like Peso Pluma and Fuerza Regida having to cancel concerts because of threats from the cartel. But this is not the first time that cartels have threatened musicians, nor is it the extent to which the cartels are involved in the music industry. Cartels have been behind the rise of many artists, they've paid artists to write propaganda for them, they've laundered money through artists, and they've even murdered many successful musicians.
So that's the symbiotic relationship that they have with the music business right there. They've paid artists to write propaganda for them. They've laundered money through artists. They've even unalived many successful musicians. Right? This is when these guys with money, they say, hey, man, you know, I want to hear a song about me. Why don't you write a song about me? Here's, break them off. Write a song about me, man. Tell everybody about how I'm great. And none of the skeletons in my closet, though. Make sure you tell them how great I am, all right? So this is their symbiosis with the music business. Some of the ways they work together, which is through these artists writing propaganda for them, money laundering, but at times they end up on the other side of the red line, end up unalived. All right? There it is. Salute.
So join me today as we look into the cartel's deadly grip on the music industry. But first, before we can understand their grip on the music industry, we must first understand a genre called narco-corridos. Now quickly, I just want to make a little disclaimer that if it wasn't apparent already, I'm not an expert on this genre of music, and I'm also...
Me either. I'm not an expert on none of this shit either. You know, everybody wants me to be, but they don't want to give me the information I need to make things happen. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Not an expert on cartels. I've just seen a couple of headlines lately that made me want to investigate this on top of some stories that I've heard online over the years. So I'll make sure to explain it to the best of my ability, but if I'm wrong about anything or I mispronounced something, feel free to let me know in the comments below.
Good luck with that.
So narco-corridos, also known as corridos tumbados, is a subgenre of the regional Mexican genre of corridos. Corridos are narrative ballads, so storytelling songs. Narco-corridos are just drug ballads. Originally, corridos focused on heroic tales of bandits and outlaws, and they eventually began mythologizing the drug traffickers who were rapidly gaining influence across the country. Corridos themselves have been around for a very long time, but narco-corridos in particular have been around since the 1930s. Some people have compared narco-corridos to gangster rap, and NPR said they're like journalism put to song, telling stories of drug lords, arrests, shootouts, daring operations, and betrayals.
Now here's my question. Everybody likes to blame hip-hop. Is this hip-hop's fault too? You know what I'm saying? Is this hip-hop's fault that narco-corridos exist? I mean, I don't know. That's an argument to have. We shall see. Shout out El Cacico. He said, Chapitos just unalived Mayo Sobrino Cheyo Entrex. Yeah, I saw that. I had gotten some articles on that. I don't know too much about it, so I haven't covered it yet. We could look into it, though. Shout out JP. Said, I'm sorry I'm late. I got an important last-minute IDOC I had to answer. Salutes. I don't even know what an IDOC is, dog. Illinois Department of Corrections, as far as I'm concerned, but salutes to you. All right? We in here.
However, unlike rap, I find it very funny how these songs are so happy and upbeat, because if you're not a Spanish speaker like myself, I highly doubt you'd be able to guess the lyrical content. Anyways, similarly to gangster rap, these songs have been very controversial. Many radio stations and government officials have attempted to ban the songs themselves and performances of the songs. Even in California, one radio station stopped playing the songs altogether, and NPR said in 2009 that the glorification of the drug trade has irritated the Mexican government to the point that narco-corridos are banned from on Mexican airwaves, and I believe to this day they are still banned. Tijuana's Secretary of Public Security even canceled a concert because he suspected the band Los Tucanes had connections to the cartel. At one point, the Mexican government even proposed prison sentences of up to 3 years for people who make this type of music. One band...
You wildin', right? Because now it's like, okay, cool, then you need to lock up everybody that's making the movies too, and the TV shows, and the novelas, and whatever. You know what I mean? Now you playing a slippery slope. All right, Illinois call. Salutes to you, Jonathan. I appreciate you. Chucky Chigong said El Commander. He's dope. Salutes to Rub on the check-in. But yeah, so if you're gonna start locking up people for what they say in music, then you're gonna have to start locking up producers for producing films and all of that. Anything that glorifies anything.
A band called Los Tigres del Norte was even fined $25,000 for performing.
To me, that's just a stick up. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no fine. That's just they strong armed them. Run 25.
Forming what the government deemed narco corridos. Some lawmakers in Mexico have called for the banning of narco corridos altogether, while others have said things like, the corridos are attempts by Mexican society to come to terms with the world around them, and drug violence is a big part of that world. You cannot blame narco corridos for drug violence. Drug violence is to blame for narco corridos.
That's a hip-hop argument right there. Absolutely.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here.
Show me shit.
My department uses Monday.com, so I'm good.
The more I learn about narco corridos, I can't help but compare the genre to rap, because similar to narco corridos, rap has had a lot of controversy and criticism, with people previously trying to ban the genre or certain songs, and the artists saying that they are just talking about the world around them. But unfortunately, the biggest issue with the genre of narco corridos is the trail of bodies it has left behind it. Because of the lyrical content of narco corridos, it has angered a variety of different cartels for a variety of different reasons, which has led to them threatening and even murdering a ton of musicians. Chelino Sanchez is one of the most popular and earliest musicians who is believed to have been murdered by the cartel. His life and death is shrouded in fascination and mystery. So Chelino had a very rough childhood, and when he was a kid, he witnessed his sister get kidnapped and raped by a guy named Hector Perez. Apparently, Perez was a wealthy and powerful man. Many people also speculate that Perez was a member of the cartel. A few years later, Chelino ran into Perez and allegedly killed him. After that, he fled to Tijuana and helped people sneak across the border. He later went to the United States and worked a few odd jobs, but also apparently sold drugs according to his friends. And he was also allegedly still in the coyote business. By the way, there's not a ton of clear information about Chelino, which is why I keep saying allegedly, so make sure to take everything with a grain of salt. Anyways, in 1984, his brother Armando was shot and killed in a Tijuana hotel. After this, Chelino decided to follow his childhood dream and start writing corridos about his life experiences. Around this time, he also spent 8 months in prison and supposedly got somewhat involved with the cartels as they were fans of his music. Over time, his career began to pick up and he was developing a fan base, but his life would continue to get crazier. In 1992, while performing in a nightclub in Coachella, a man came up on stage and fired 4 shots, 2 of which hit Chelino. Chelino began firing back, facing towards the crowd, which led to about 7 people getting injured and 1 person dying. That same year, 4 months after the shooting incident, when Chelino was performing, he was handed a note from someone in the crowd. The exact message on the note is not known, but many people believe it said something along the lines of him dying after his performance. There is footage of him reading the note and crumpling it up.
Where's that note? For all we know, that was some chick telling him what she was going to do to him when she got him to the hotel. But we got some legend around some note. Did he end up unalived after that? Yes. But we don't know what was on that note.
Up as he looks very nervous after reading it, but he continues to perform anyway. This is where details start to get murky, and there's a few different stories about which circumstances he left under. But what we do know is that the day after his performance, at 6 in the morning, Chelino Sanchez was found dead. And because of his crime-ridden life and alleged relationships with cartel members, many people believe that his death was related to the cartel. Since his death and because of his influence, many people have called him the king of the corrido. While this may be one of the more popular examples of cartel-related deaths with musicians, unfortunately there are many more. Sergio Gomez was another artist who...
Salutes to him if it is true that he went and smoked his sister's abuser, right? Because of course, you know, people don't want us to talk about abusers on this channel, but they exist, and he went and handled one. Did the work of the righteous, evidently.
who was very popular. He was the headliner of a band called Capaz de la Sierra and costed $100,000 just to book a show. He was born in Mexico but created the band while he was living in Chicago, and he was living in Indiana just before his death. His group didn't even make Narco Corridos, but for some reason angered the cartel and received multiple threats about performing in certain cities.
Why? What pissed them off about them if they ain't had no plug, unless they had something behind the scenes, some kind of... Could have been anything, huh? Could have been something they said. Could have been a bad note. Somebody hit a bad note and they didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody hit a bad note and they were salty about it. You know what I mean? Shout out Old Soul on the check-in. Appreciate you. Jonathan said, that's the $1 million note right there. All right. Salutes Rub. He said the rappers always talk about cartels, Gucci Man, the Chapo rap song. Yeah. Yeah. Vice versa. I mean, that's where the argument is. The argument is, how much does the narco corridos reflect hip hop? And what people blame it for, you know? Are they to blame on each other? I don't know. Probably not.
Cities, which even causes him to cancel some of their shows. But in 2007, after performing in Morelia, him and two promoters left the venue but created the band while he was living in. Unfortunately, there are many more. Sergio Gomez was another artist who was very popular. He was the headliner of a band called Capaz de la Sierra and costed $100,000 just to book a show. He was born in Mexico but created the band while he was living in Chicago, and he was living in Indiana just before his death. His group didn't even make Narco Corridos, but for some reason angered the cartel and received multiple threats about performing in certain cities, which even causes him to cancel some of their shows.
As a disabled business owner, my time is mostly spent writing emails and...
But in 2007, after performing in Morelia, him and two promoters left the venue and were intercepted by multiple vans. They were kidnapped and the two promoters were freed, but Gomez was found the next day dead. He was tortured, strangled.
The two promoters were freed? That quite possible an inside job. Or they was holding them up for bread or something, or not.
And burned before being dropped off on the outskirts of Morelia. Following this, multiple bands began canceling concerts and tours because they were scared of facing the same fate. Part of the reason so many artists canceled concerts and tours is because from 2006 to 2008, over a dozen popular Mexican musicians were killed, including Sergio Gomez. Another popular artist who fell victim to the brutal cartels was Valentin Elizalde. He was killed on November 25th of...
Shout out El Cacico. He said Americans have rap gangster rap, and Mexico have narco corridos. Who's the real one? Yeah, but you take a look at this guy right here.
The same fate. Part of the reason so many artists canceled
concerts. He's wearing the death row shit, and all of these guys. That's all hip hop. That's all hip hop inspired shit right there. All right. So that's why I asked. You know. A lot of people blame hip-hop for the condition that the country's in instead of blaming the condition that the country's in for hip-hop. That goes the same for narco corridos. Is it the music's fault that the country's like that, or is it the country's fault that the music is like that? That's the conversation right there. But all of this hip-hop inspired. Let's not take away from, you know, what gangster rap and what hip-hop has done when we're looking at kids here, you know, in death row shit, you know what I'm saying, and baseball caps and Scullies, and you know, all of that shit is hip hop inspired. So I said it literally magically appeared. AI made it. Exactly. That's kind of the thought. Like what? This didn't come out of nowhere. Jonathan said, I don't like how my mind works, but wasn't Trump a big influence in a way for hip hop? I don't know if he was an influence, but he was, how can I put it? At that time, if you were going to talk about money, that was the name that you was going to drop. You know, when it was to relate on something else. Just like John Gotti, when John Gotti was the man. You know what I'm saying? You heard his name. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much of an influence, but used as a tool and used as a metaphor it was, you know. Salutes Ivy on the check-in. Salutes 298 on the check-in. Rub said, blame the gun or person for unaliving someone. Or was it the gun that unalived someone? Or was the human that unalived someone? It was definitely the human. It's definitely the human. You could do the same thing with a fork.
Concerts and tours is because from 2006 to 2008, over a dozen popular Mexican musicians were killed, including Sergio Gomez. Another popular artist who fell victim to the brutal cartels was Valentin Elizalde. He was killed on November 25th of 2006 after a concert when he was only 27 years old. Most people think he was killed because of his song A Mis Enemigos, which has lyrics that some people interpret to be comments about the Los Zetas cartel. The Los Zetas cartel is another very powerful cartel, and the person who was arrested and accused of killing Valentin was also a member of the Los Zetas. I've also seen people attribute his death to the Gulf cartel. Tons of other artists and multiple members of different bands have also fallen victim to the ruthless cartels. A lot of the time there aren't arrests made for the people committing these murders, so it's hard to confirm that all of these musicians were killed by the cartels.
And how many unalivings do they put on people that had nothing to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Cartel or not, you know what I'm saying? They just throw it out there. Now, from my understanding is they don't like to take credit for something that ain't had to do with them unless it's something that'll work for them strategically. You know what I'm saying? As we can see, they don't like it when it's hot, when a family of Americans, something happens to a family of Americans, the cartel is quick to turn over whatever street thugs did the shit, right? Whether they're cartel affiliated or not. But they separate themselves from them. So I would think, you know, not everybody that's attributed to these deaths are the ones that perpetrated it.
Some people have argued that they haven't, but seeing as how many of them wrote narco corridos and a lot of the deaths were pretty brutal, many think it was the doing of the cartels. It even got to the point that some listeners were afraid to buy CDs with narco corrido songs because they didn't want to favor one cartel over another. Another fascinating thing that cartels will do in relation to the music industry is launder money through artists. Apparently, it's common in Mexico, South America, and parts of the southern United States to see a lot of new, unknown artists with no previous career pop up on the radio. According to Wikipedia, these music groups and singers start to appear consistently on radio, television, and public broadcasts with a strong promotion of their concerts. This happens for a fixed amount of time, and in the same sudden way they appear, they stop their promotion and disappear from the music scene. Now, normally, you know,
that happens a lot. I mean, you see that all the time. You'll see an artist and you, for 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, he's just bombarding you. He's everywhere you look, he's there. And then you don't see him no more. That publicist money ran out.
People don't think Wikipedia is a good source. I normally just go there to find other sources, but they were all archived. However, based on the cartel's involvement in the music industry and some things I'm going to cover, I don't think this sounds too far-fetched. So what people think is happening is that the cartels are making their own industry plants in a sense with payola and other methods. Then what they do is they launder their dirty money through these artists. A concert promoter in Mexico even said, "The narcos are completely involved in the business. They control everything. It's like a mafia." Another incident happened last year in which 2 record label executives were arrested by the FBI for doing business with a concert promoter who...
Hi, we're Visible, the wireless company that makes things visible. With us, what you see is...
apparently had ties to a cartel. The concert promoter's name is Jesus Perez Alviar, and he is listed as a narcotics trafficker by the United States Kingpin Act. An ex-artist of their label, Del Records, whose name is Gerardo Ortiz, also makes narco corridos. He had performed at 4 concerts organized by Perez and was even warned by the FBI that Perez was under investigation for these trafficking charges, yet he still performed after being warned. The government also believes that Perez is laundering money for...
Ooh, that thing is nasty. The wood on that is crazy.
The cartel as well. And the U.S. Treasury Department said Perez uses violence to obtain concessions to operate these concerts under the name of his music promotion business. They also said he often promotes musical acts known for singing narco corridos or ballads that glorify drug traffickers and their illicit activities. Some of these acts have ties to drug trafficking organizations. So if Perez and some of the musicians he's promoting are linked to the cartel, it's not unbelievable that him and these musicians are laundering money for the cartel as well. Another thing that happens is cartels will pay money for artists who write narco corridos about them, glorifying them in an attempt to spread propaganda.
Hey, you could write whatever you write about me, just make it glorious. I don't write none of my chomo shit. Don't write none of my psychotic, unaliving innocent people shit. Don't write about none of that. Make sure, don't write about me cooperating. Make sure you don't write about that. All right? Just write about how I'm cold with my gold gun.
Propaganda.
A lot of the real life drug runners would be commissioning corridos for themselves, and these corridos would be sort of propaganda for their organization.
Apparently, this is a very common thing that happens in the music industry, with cartels paying artists to write songs about them. They will detail battles between the cartels they are promoting and police, or even battles against other cartels. Sometimes these artists will also be related to the people in the cartels. Interestingly enough, a journalist for Medium said that while Chelino Sanchez was in jail, people began to find out about his writing skills. So apparently he would be commissioned by low-level narcos to write narco corridos about them, so that way they could get more attention. I actually did a video on musical propaganda a while ago, and it's pretty underrated, but in the video I covered how this has been going on for centuries in different countries around the world for a variety of different reasons. So it isn't very surprising that the cartel has gotten involved with musical propaganda too. It seems like, based on all of the incidents and information we just covered, that the cartel does seem to have some regular involvement in the music industry. Like I mentioned earlier, one concert promoter in Mexico even said the narcos are completely involved in the business. Well, Peso Pluma is one of the artists who has been affected by the cartel recently. Like I said, he recently made headlines after receiving death threats from a drug cartel, which led to him canceling his concert in Tijuana. There were 4 large banners throughout Tijuana that appeared September 12th, which read, "This is for you, Peso Pluma. Don't show up on October 14th because it will be your last presentation. You were disrespectful and loose-tongued. You will show up and we are going to beat the shit out of you." The banners were also signed CJNG, which represents the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Now, oftentimes in the States, if something like this were to happen, it probably wouldn't be taken as seriously, but since the cartels have already killed tons of musicians, this was a threat worth taking seriously. The reason that they were so upset with Peso Pluma in particular is because in a lot of his music, he makes narco corridos and talks about the cartels. Apparently, he has had several songs praising El Chapo, and the CJNG is a rival.
Now, you guys think Peso Pluma cares that Chapo has had underage women in his stable? Underage girls in his stable? You think Peso Pluma cares? I saw Lefty Gunplay sitting on Bradley Martin's couch wearing the orange, I guess they're no jumper, with the Chapo and the Pablo on his pants leg. I'm wondering if he knows, if he cares. You know what I'm saying? Seems like you got yourself into all kind of trouble, Peso Pluma, over somebody that you don't really even know about.
Cartel to El Chapo's Sinaloa cartel. The man who is believed to have placed the banner was arrested in Tijuana the following day. Peso Pluma has been blowing up, and because of this, he's been popularizing these songs outside of Mexico and the Mexican immigrant communities in the United States. LA Times said he is at the vanguard of a new generation of musicians reinventing the genre and pushing it to fresh heights. Peso Pluma has not actually commented on the content of some of his songs, and he even hung up on a New York Times reporter who asked about it during an interview. Of course, he doesn't only make narco corridos, but he has helped popularize it, which has left some wondering why the US government hasn't done anything about it. But the reason Elijah Wald explains it is pretty simple.
There has never been much crackdown on corridos in the US, mostly because people don't, the people doing the crackdowns don't speak Spanish.
Another group of artists that has been threatened by the cartel recently is the band.
The people doing the crackdown don't speak Spanish. Oh, ill-equipped, you mean? Okay.
And Fuerza Regida. Another handwritten banner
Fuerza
appeared
Regida.
in Tijuana cartel recently is the band Fuerza Regida. Another group of artists that has been threatened by the cartel recently is the band Fuerza Regida. Another handwritten banner appeared in Tijuana on Monday, October 2nd by the same group that threatened Peso Pluma. It had a similar message warning them that if they performed, it would be their last performance, which led them to also cancel their concert. Fuerza Regida has also praised El Chapo in some of their songs, as they also make narco corridos, which is why they are now at odds with some cartels. The same cartel
Do you guys know? Does Fuerza Regida know what dude is really about? You know what I'm saying? Does it matter? Probably not. Shout out Jonathan. He said it's hard for me to separate the art from the artist. Yeah, it'd be like that. All Mexico, Bushona, wanna F with Chapo. What does that mean, dog? I don't know what that means, Garcico. If they're underage, I don't care. Doesn't matter. I don't care who wants to do what with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit. But I don't know what that means. What you said, what's a buchona? Huh? Salutes Luis Garcia on the check-in. I appreciate you. So that said, oh yeah, here we go. So that said facts, 298 El Nini. How you gonna act all big and mighty and then cry in court? Is that what happened? He was crying in court? Let me see. 298 said, yeah, they just had Nini crying in court. Sound like that? I gotta check it out. The irony, huh? Oh. Cacique said Buchona is a girl with big boobs and big ass. That's fine. He can have all of those as long as they're over age, over legal age. But he didn't do that. So, you know, I look at him different. Chomo shit. Right? And I don't want him on my t-shirt. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
Behind a shooting at a mall in Tijuana are now at odds with some cartels. The same cartel actually was behind a shooting at a mall in Tijuana because a narco-corrido band called Grupo Arriesgado was signing autographs there. They left behind another banner at the scene warning the band to leave the city or suffer the consequences. Apparently, the reason that they had issues with this band is because they allegedly sing songs to the Sinaloa cartel. So the two big players we've seen recently that are involved with the music industry are the Sinaloa and the Jalisco New Generation cartels, although I'm sure there are more. In an attempt to keep safe and stay away from the cartels without having to change their music, many of these narco-corrido artists have moved to the United States, with Los Angeles being a big destination for many.
Porque en Los Ángeles se podían decir y en Culiacán no se podían decir. Y por eso que la carrera de Commander y de este tipo de artistas inicia en Los Ángeles.
So why do these cartels
Wait, what did he say?
kill music?
Y de esto decir y en Culiacán no se podían decir.
Big destination for many.
Porque en Los Ángeles
Because in LA
se podían
you can say
decir y en
things
Culiacán no
and
se
in
podían decir.
Culiacán you
Y por eso
cannot.
que la carrera de Commander
So that's why
y
Commander,
de
along
este
with
tipo de
others, began
artistas
their career in Los
inicia en
Angeles.
Los Ángeles.
So why do these cartels kill musicians, and why are they involved in the music industry in the first place? Well, one of the main reasons, like we've covered, is because the cartels want to look good. The whole reason they pay for propaganda is because they want people to like them. And when there's a bunch of nice sounding corridos with cool stories about your cartel, it's more likely that people may think more positively of those groups. So when the musicians who aren't on their payroll, like Peso Pluma for example, are talking about rival cartels and glorifying their enemies, that's when they want to take action. Of course, there are other reasons that they get involved too, like money laundering for example. So the point of this video is not to demonize narco-corridos or the artists making their music. Instead, I just wanted to point out how the cartel has such a strange and pretty scary involvement in the music industry. Of course, the money laundering and propaganda stuff is interesting, but it's terrifying how musicians with no links to the cartel can be threatened or even killed just for writing songs. It's hard to find a lot of information on this subject, and for some reason it's not super well documented. So if I missed anything or got anything wrong, please let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I hope you guys learned something new, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. Other than that, this has been Matty Balls, and I'll see you guys next time.
Balls. Right, appreciate you. All right, so there's that. All right, let's get back over here. Buchona's a mob girlfriend, and all buchonas are underage. So that means everybody who's with a buchona that's underage is a chomo, pedophile. That's my point. I don't need them on no t-shirt. I don't need to glorify them in no fucking song. That ain't gangster to me. What am I though? I'm just a nobody on the internet, right? You know? But the consensus, there's a lot of people out there, a big group of people that they just want to protect all of these horrible, dirty, filthy ass people. I'm straight. Shout out Raven Jefferson on the check-in. I appreciate you finally catching alive. Salutes to you. Hope you're having a good Friday night. We are hanging out. Salutes, salutes, salutes. Velez 408 said a lot of them get big out here more than in Mexico. Plus, you're able to launder your money in dollars and not pesos. And that's a big difference right there, huh? Facts. Super difference right there. Let's see. 298 said, right, so that now ain't nothing wrong with crime. But there ain't nothing wrong with crime. But when you said to be the super thug out here unaliving kids, you get no sympathy. And that's what everybody in the comments is going to give him sympathy. When he was sounding like this. You know what I'm saying? They want to give him sympathy. Right? Why give him sympathy? Did he give anybody sympathy? Huh? Do they give children sympathy? Do they give old people sympathy? Innocent people sympathy? No, which leads me to my next point. You know what I'm saying? Which piggybacks off of this music conversation that we just saw and that we just had, right? People want to tell me, you know, what to post, what to say, you know, and they not paying attention. They missing the boat. All right, check this out. I'm going to need help with this. All right? Wasn't much information I can get. I got a couple of points that I want to make, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Check this out.
Jalisco, Delaney Jacqueline, de 3 años de edad.
Delaney Jacqueline, 3 years old, was unalived
durante un ataque del Cartel Jalisco.
during an attack by the Jalisco Cartel.
Convocaron a una marcha por la paz a los que asistieron pocas personas, pues tienen.
The town put together a walk in honor of her to stop the violence, and nobody showed up because they were afraid.
Miedo a la situación que se vive en este lugar.
¿Tú qué? Mi novio, Peso Puma.
Delaney Jacqueline.
Supposedly, this little girl had a viral video. Now, I don't know if it was viral before this or after this or how it went down, but she had a video where she said her boyfriend is Peso Pluma. Right? She said her boyfriend, she's 3 years old, her boyfriend is Peso Pluma. Right?
Tenía apenas 3 años. Fue asesinada por sicarios del Cartel Jalisco Nueva.
Now, we're going to get to this news organization as well, but let's get through the story real quick.
Delaney Jacqueline tenía apenas 3 años.
Delaney Jacqueline was 3 years old. She was unalived by hitmen from the Jalisco New Generation Cartel on October 8th in Tecate, Jalisco. She and her maternal grandparents were walking home when they were intercepted by armed individuals who shot her from a moving vehicle. They unalived her and shot her. This is her mother. She and her grandparents. They were very affectionate people, very playful. She was very loved by all the people. She really liked to dance. They shouldn't have done that to her. The grandfather also was unalived. The grandmother's in serious condition at the site of the attack. Residents have placed an offering in memory. Right, so the grandmother survived. Supposedly they were coming out of a store.
De Delaney. Este ocaltiche, donde los criminales. El abuelo también murió y su abuela está grave. En el lugar del ataque, los pobladores han colocado una ofrenda en memoria de Delaney. Este ocaltiche, donde los criminales irrumpen y disparan contra civiles en cualquier momento para mostrar su fuerza. Los pobladores tienen miedo hasta de salir a marchar para exigir seguridad.
Sorry, I started listening instead of talking.
Pobladores han colocado una ofrenda en memoria. El abuelo también murió y su abuela está grave. En el lugar del ataque, los pobladores han colocado una ofrenda en memoria de Delaney. Este ocaltiche, donde los criminales irrumpen y disparan contra civiles en cualquier momento para mostrar su fuerza. Los pobladores tienen miedo hasta de salir a marchar para exigir seguridad.
Residents are afraid to even go to the march to demand security. The march was called, but they did not come because of the fear. Nobody wants them to attack us. Sad because the truth is the innocent people who are being unalived.
Sí, ya estamos cansados de eso.
We're tired of this. It makes me wonder why I even cover these motherfuckers anymore. Right? Am I empowering them by putting a light on what the fuck they're doing, or am I trying to help somebody else? Because y'all tell me what y'all think. Do you believe that 3-year-old was targeted over a fucking video where she says Peso Pluma's my boyfriend? Do y'all believe that that's a possibility? See, me, as much as people think, I have a very, very dim view of humanity, and I understand what it is capable of doing. Hit the like button, y'all. I understand what it's capable of doing. But let's not forget, this is Azucena Oresti. This is the young lady that Mencho came out and sent a clear message to that she needed to tone it down or he was going to end her, right? My first thought when I saw the news story is how quickly they said exactly who did it. Whenever I see something like that, it feels like propaganda to me. It feels like you shoehorn that in there to, to get your point across against who you want to get it across, right? Is something like this something that they would do that, and that's the reason he came out and he threatened her the way he did? But I tell you what, we did that video. I don't remember him saying nothing about this incident. I couldn't find anything online as far as him saying that CJNG had nothing to do with this. I think about these people that take out American families and how the cartel turns them over. So if everybody's silent about this after these people said exactly who it is, who they say it is, right? If everybody's silent about that, does that mean that that's what they did? They targeted that 3-year-old girl over that video? Is that where it's at? Because what other explanation you got? Nobody robbed the old man. This wasn't an Uncle Ben scenario. Somebody walked up and sprayed up 2 elderly people and a 3-year-old. You mean to tell me that these motherfuckers targeted that baby over a TikTok video of her saying her favorite singer? Or is somebody going to get in the comments and try to reason with me and tell me, oh, no, well, you got to understand, though. Her family, had her say that on video because her family is this family and they're against this. And nah, there's no reason, bro. You're not going to reason with me about this shit. It's the same way these motherfuckers try to reason with me about child abuse. But are you sitting here telling me that these fools targeted a 3-year-old, bro? And then there's motherfuckers on this channel that's like, come on, bro. Why you covering chomos for? You should be covering the narco guys. You's a dick rider, sir. Dick riding a bunch of child abusers. Yeah, it's my channel. The strength of my channel is Cartel Talk, right? It's what I happen to get into this thing with that actually, took off is the Surviving El Chapo series, right? But for people to rush me off topics and this, that, and the other, and you just...
Jonah and Pinto just sent $5. Salutes, Chill, my dude, for always going above and beyond with your resilient drum, providing us with all kinds of content as we diversify and grow. Shoot to the committed chat, like and subscribe to the real and great quality content is free.
Salutes, Jonathan Pantoja. Yeezy Pantoja on the check-in. Salute Sha'il, my dude, for always going above and beyond with your resilient grind, providing us with all kinds of content as we diversify and grow. Shout out to the committed chat. Like and subscribe to the real and great quality content. It's free. Salute to you, Jonathan. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It's always a pleasure, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you. Ivy said, this is insane. You're doing good works. Tough today, but good works. It's crazy. So like I said, I agree with you, Shai. It feels like propaganda, right? Yes, nowadays it's dangerous to even say what musicians you like. Like, what? If you're listening to the wrong music at the wrong place, it can cost you your life. It could cost another motherfucker their life, too. That bud hit you, Shai. Always. Shai keeping it 100. Salutes to you, Velez. I appreciate you. But yeah, man. To think that that's where we at. Shout out Big Blanc. They'll buy the neighborhood washing machines and microwaves and it'll get swept under the rug. Woo! It's rough. Rough. To me, whenever somebody says something with complete confidence and conviction, like they know it to be true, when I know they can't know it to be true, it feels like a stretch. Like Zorada's saying, I feel it's so stretched. There are so many other adult people that actually are saying stupid things. So let me take a look at this again one more time.
Delaney Jacqueline, de 3 años de edad, fue asesinada durante un ataque del Cartel Jalisco. Los habitantes convocaron a una marcha por la paz, a los que asistieron pocas personas, pues tienen miedo a la situación que se vive en este lugar.
¿Tú qué? Mi novio, beso puma.
There's gonna be somebody in the comments saying that she shouldn't have said that. She shouldn't have said that. She knew that they don't like Beso Pluma in that neighborhood. She shouldn't have said that. What? Are you fucking bananas? Are you crazy? Have you lost your fucking mind? What are we talking about here?
Jalisco, Delaney Jacqueline, de 3 años de edad, fue asesinada durante un ataque del Cartel Jalisco.
Boom. She just blurted that shit out. I didn't hear no words of police. I didn't hear no words of somebody yelled it. I didn't hear no words if they spray painted the building. I didn't hear no words that they took credit for it. How do you know? You don't know. That's why he told you to relax, because you say shit like that. But he didn't deny it. And at the end of the day, somebody took out that baby. It was over that. Over this little video.
Los habitantes convocaron a una marcha por la paz, a los que asistieron pocas personas, pues tienen miedo a la situación que se vive en este lugar.
¿Tú qué? Mi novio, beso puma.
Delaney Jacqueline tenía apenas 3 años.
Yeah, wildin'. Shout out IB says, "Shout out rock with you, because even though your channel may be somewhat cartel focused, you approach it from the angle that explores this beyond the surfaces. There's low hanging fruit. This channel is not." I appreciate that, because these dudes is munching and making wine out of the low hanging fruit right now. They picking it up off the floor and making wine. All right, they making some pruno and shit. Shout out, John. She spit that out like facts. She spit that out like facts, and so does the guy after her.
Fue asesinada por sicarios del Cártel Jalisco Nueva Generación el 8 de octubre en Teocaltich, Jalisco. Ella y sus abuelos maternos caminaban hacia su casa cuando fueron interceptados por sujetos armados quienes le
But damn, if it looked like this, you need this to go get a 3-year-old? That's where we're at. We're targeting 3-year-olds?
dispararon desde un vehículo en movimiento.
Me la asesinaron, le tiraron balazos a ella y a sus abuelitos. Ella era muy cariñosa, muy juguetona. Era muy querida por toda la gente. Le gustaba mucho bailar. No deberían de haberle hecho
3 years
eso.
old? For real? That's where we at? Yeah, 298, I saw it. I think conversations around these topics are about so much more than they appear on the surface. This is like cutting open the onion. The European narrative and reality are very different, by leaps and bounds different. All right? But a 3-year-old may or may not. One thing we know for sure is that a 3-year-old was gunned down with her elderly grandparents. Right? That's already a terrible, terrifying thought in itself, right? But then to think that the child was targeted, a 3-year-old targeted for saying something about a singer. That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. Rest in peace, Delaney Jacqueline. Cause hearing this type of shit is like, what? I'm never gonna not shit on these fucking guys. Be mad all the fuck you want in the comments. I'm supposed to glorify somebody that would target a 3-year-old? Fuck out of here. I'm supposed to care about who snitched on who and who unalived who? When they targeting 3-year-olds? I don't give a fuck about their little war. You know what I mean? There's wars been happening in Chicago. People been fighting blood feuds for 40, 50 years that they don't even know why they fighting who. You know? No, Zoraida. It wasn't just a child. The abuelito passed away, and the abuelita, last we heard there, was in the hospital in critical condition. So, I don't know. Ivy said it's wild because where I'm from, I'm sure Chicago too, you get the random child in drive-bys, but a targeted toddler is unheard of. Yeah. You get short. I be frustrated. I've been frustrated at it for 30 years. Right? And you'll get these shorties that get caught in crossfire, this and that. You got the little the young man that we spoke about recently. That the man, and there's more information on that I got to talk about. That the man that was coming home to abuse his mother knew what he was going to do to that child. But this is different. You targeted a child because of some little thing that they could have said in passing without it being on TikTok, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. Shouldn't have been. It's a 3-year-old, bro. A 3-year-old should have been able to say whatever, fuck you, eat a dick, whatever the fuck the 3-year-old want to say, 3-year-old should be able to say. Somebody targeted a 3-year-old. Now, I don't know if anybody was ever caught for that, if anybody was ever offed for that, if anybody was ever put in a dungeon for that. But if it didn't happen, if they weren't caught, then that means somebody protected somebody that targeted a 3-year-old. You didn't rob the old man, right? Again, it wasn't Uncle Ben. You didn't rob the store. You targeted a 3-year-old over a fucking video about some dude with an Edgar and a mullet. That's what we're talking about here? And motherfuckers is mad because I've moved on to talking about chomos in recent time. No, that correlates. The both things correlate. One, they're not mutually exclusive, right? They both correlate. So, miss me with your talk about the bosses. You got these legendary narcos on. Talk about this. Talk about stop riding dick. All right? We're going to tell the stories when I'm going to tell the stories, when I tell the stories. Otherwise, if you want to fantasize about your gods, go to another fucking channel. Here, we're going to talk about who the fuck targeted a 3-year-old. That's what we're going to talk about here. So, miss me with your fucking production notes. Get your own channel. All right? What? You living in my world, Sucia. In my world, Sucia. All right? Doesn't make sense at all. No worries. Hometown's a classic and very relevant to this day, unfortunately. And then some. It's Mexico, bro. No one ever gets caught. Here's another thing, too. Like, there's things that we've surrendered to already. We've surrendered to these, there's shit like it's Mexico, but no one gets caught. Those sad truths, we've surrendered to those sad truths. Oh, it's part of the game. And 50, 60 bodies that didn't have to fall. Oh, it's part of the game. It's not. You've just carved out a part of the game for psychopathic behavior. You just carved out a part of the game for that. And we blaming that shit. That got nothing to do with the game. It got to do with you give certain people power, they're going to create a blood faucet that you can't turn off. It's wild how almost desensitized to this kind of stuff we've become, to this stuff, or have to, for her to have been targeted, for this to even be a story. Yeah. Because I remember seeing it, and I didn't know no details, and I said, that can't be true. Again, I don't believe millennial when they say they know who did it. Right? But I'm also going to take into consideration that nobody denied it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen them deny other things. I've seen them deny taking out whole American families. So, When I heard somebody on JD Delay's comments mention this happening, they were talking about it like it happened yesterday. And I was like, nah, this been happened. But what's the details? And when all I found. So please, if you're out there and you're gonna give me bullshit in the comments, find information and give it to me. What you have to say in your opinion don't mean shit without a link, without sending me somewhere that I can read it for myself. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody finds or hears of any information about this story, let me know, because I've never heard nobody deny it. Ivan said, are you scared? They can target you in Chicago for talking about the cartel. Don't you understand? In Chicago, you targeted for everything? What the fuck I'm supposed to be scared of? Huh? I'm scared of telling the truth? You tell me when I've lied about something. Huh? If they're not chomos, send me something that shows me that they're not chomos. I've already shown you the information that I have. Fuck, I'm gonna be scared of. This is Chicago. What? What I'm gonna be scared of? You know what I'm saying? What they mad about? They worried about me? They need to give me a whole lot more views before they worried about me. Fuck out of here. Salute Young Jizzle on the check-in. I even took it there. It's a logical question, but what? Everybody that ain't in the cartel is pussy. Everybody that ain't in the gang is pussy. Everybody that... I ain't sitting here trying to be a badass, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm going to pick a side. I'm going to pick the side that targets 3-year-old fucking little girls. Wilding the fuck out. People being unalived over substances can't be it. Getting money, but unaliving people or messing with innocent people, women and kids is messed. Ain't it? It's that's where you stepped into you're a psychopath now. You know what I'm saying? Now it's what's it called? I can't think of the word. You crossed over into crossed over into something else. You went over the threshold. Scared? I'm gonna be scared of telling the truth? Huh? Is that why they go threatening newscasters and reporters and all of this shit? Right? Why don't you go handle all y'all snitches? Go handle all the chomos? Go handle all the people that betrayed you before you come fucking with me. Alright? Believe that. No, there's a healthy amount of fear in everything, Young Jizzle. Healthy amount of fear keeps motherfuckers alive. That's what keeps you on your toes. You know what I'm saying? Healthy. You know? But for me to be fucking sitting here, you want me to talk about the car. So here, let me get this straight, Ivan. Let me ask you specifically a question, since you wanted to bring this shit up. Where's he at? Let's put him back up here, right here. Let me ask you specifically a question. So from here forward, you think I should talk about the cartel and just talk about all the good stuff? Tell me what the good stuff is. What's everybody else talking about? Y'all not mad at Matty Balls? Because Matty Balls is doing his thing. He's getting his views and shit. But me, because I'm passionate about it, and because I know babies come up missing every day and I know where they going, motherfuckers, I can't do nothing about it. I'm just one asshole. But if you're worried about me, you got it fucked up. You got it fucked up. No, I feel you, Jizzle. You say, yeah, true that, but altogether what makes you to not think twice when it comes to your personal health? Because I'm going to tell the truth, I should be scared? Or should I be sitting here saying, oh, well, the little girl had it coming? That's what I should say? What do y'all think? Should we take a poll? Am I supposed to say that? Or me saying, damn, the cartel is real fucked up for targeting a 3-year-old girl. May God shame them in the afterlife for this, right? If I say that, well, I'm bogus? The fuck out of here. Shout out Dan Sosa on the check-in. Appreciate you. I'm supposed to just say good things? Nah. I didn't choose to speak about this. See, when I started speaking about this, it was doing reactions. This is my reaction. My gut reaction to a 3-year-old being targeted is who the fuck would do that? And that, what a piece of shit. And if that truth is enough for, I gotta be scared about that? I ain't scared about that. Cartels bleed and breathe the same way as every human being does. Facts. I ain't worried about it. Y'all got other fish to fry. Fuck out my face. Salute Oso. Speak your truth. What the fuck they talking about, Oso? Jesus Christ. Right. Spitting facts since 2024. I'm not new to the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Ivan. I appreciate you. I didn't take it as disrespect. I take it as it is the question, right? But it's like, what? You know what I mean? Niggas better get the fuck out of my face. They got other fish to fry. It's tough, guys. Listen, people don't like the same energy. The dude that told me to tighten up earlier, I told him to tighten up, be a man, and leave the channel. I instantly had one less subscriber. Hopefully it was him. You know what I'm saying? People give me an energy. They don't like when they get the energy back, right? This is me in my calm state, calm energy. But the truth is the fucking truth, right? If you take advantage of innocence and you prey on those weaker than you, and my book don't matter, but in my book it's fuck you. Shia for president, 2025. Salute to Kino on the check-in. IB said if that's not your gut reaction, you have big problems. You'd be surprised how many people got big problems. Right. San Antonio, I-35, salutes. Right. You get chopped up in the comments, boy. To us on YouTube, freedom. Shy-ill equals freedom. We hanging out, man. We hanging out. But rest in peace to the shorty. Rest in peace to Delaney, Declan. May the generations of the men who took her out, may generations of them feel discomfort. The worst kind. You know what I mean? Boys, or either over there talking about Jonathan, that wrench looking nice. He shined it up, boy. Jonathan has shined up his wrench through the weekend. For those that want to know the update, Peter lost his. I don't know where he's at right now, but he'll find out when he comes back. All right, but salutes to Jonathan. Got himself a wrench. Again, wrenches, we don't really need them right now, but we'll get there. All right? All right, man, what's the next thing I wanted to get on? No, I'm not today. I probably will. I'll probably have like a cognac or something in a minute. I don't know. It depends how long we go here. All right? I haven't got my fucking blood pumping now. You know what I'm saying? Got me ready to go. I'm like, shit.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. But no, I'm not sipping yet. I'm just smoking right now. Abby said, I think past around 30, if anything surprises you, you're just ignorant and there's probably no helping someone at that point. And exactly, like, listen, for so many people in the comments be like, Shy, you look like you ain't lived no life. Bruh, I've lived a chaotic life. All right? Ain't too much shit that you can show me. You know what I mean? But I'm sitting here with an audience and we're going through things. And if I believe humans are capable of targeting a 3-year-old, right? But if I have to pose that question to help understand, then I'm going to pose the fucking question. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Peter Bin Lost, hey, some people just around when the twins are. It be like that, Zoraida. Salutes to y'all, though. The real usual suspects. IB said, I think we got that. Shout out Shia and everybody in the comments. I'm dabbing. If Ivan. No, salutes to Ivan. He said he's just kidding. Salutes to Ivan. All right. Let's see. Tell Shia isn't a real one. I'm me, dog. Fuck is wrong with these people? All right, let's get it. I want to do, what else do I have here? I got a couple of.
Hi, I'm Natasha, and today I'm going to use Photoshop to create an illustration.
So that Shia blessed me. Also the OG wrench holder. 100. Salutes to y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Cuando creíamos que ningún nivel de violencia
There's too much reading right now. Let's do this. Most horrifying Mexican cartel dashcam encounters. It's a short video. All right, just want to check this out. This is from Took Too Much. We'll link them down there. The most horrifying Mexican cartel dashcam encounters. Right? Let's get it. Swerved on him. Hold on, let's peep the conversation real quick. So Buddy pulled in heavy, came in hot, he was right on him. I want to read the subtext. Why did he do that? Yeah, because he coming for your ass. That's why he did that. Watch out. Passenger, turn back. Daddy. Who should I call, Osvaldo? There's nobody to call at that moment. At that moment, everybody needs to stop asking him fucking questions. You know what I'm saying? And let the man do his defensive driving. He said, call Daddy, what's happening? Driver speed to will. Hold on, they're just showing us clips now.
No, it's okay, papi, it's okay. Ajá.
We saw that one.
Guárdame el teléfono, por favor, porque no te lo quiero quitar.
That was when they stuck dude up for some money. Yeah, no one to call, really. For decades, did I miss something back here? No. Disturbing dash cams, Mexican Cartel Edition. For decades, millions of people have made a living selling goods and services on the streets of Mexico to support their families. Vendors not only grapple with the daily concerns of providing for their loved ones, they also face severe risks of being threatened and murdered by governing extortionist cartel groups. I done ruined all of that. I done said every word. Today, hundreds of thousands of business operators and vendors in Mexico are forced to pay a weekly business property tax and protection service fees to powerful cartels. According to the crime statistics in the country, extortions have gone up over 60% since 2018, with over 13,000 new victims being extorted for money every day. Due to fear of repercussions from cartels and police under their payroll, extortion in Mexico is the most unreported crime in the country. They just standing on everybody's neck, man. It's a shame. Cases of cartels following, terrorizing, and extorting tourists after they've crossed the U.S.-Mexico border have also increased, with several dashcam videos capturing the horrifying events as they unfolded. I'm reading, so I'm missing all of this. Let me see the run up. Run up. You're just stuck next to a mountain. Two lunatics with hammers in your face. They don't care if you got babies. They don't care. They throw you to the wolves. This is just humanity. This ain't... In 2020, a couple and their young daughters were traveling from the U.S. to Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, when unbeknownst to them, the governing cartel of the region, the Northeastern Cartel, was following them. Dashcam footage captured the frightening moments when hitmen and extortionists for the CDN told the couple to pull over before trying to intercept the vehicle. That's it. Cartel approaches family. Why did he do that? Nobody to call. Yeah, they come on me, what's going on? He'd toss that baby in a campfire just as much as he'd flip that car, just as much as he'd air out that car, just as much as he'd you know, sell them into slavery. Like, that's what you're dealing with. Look, he pulled the maneuver on him. Is that road right there? Why not go that way? He came back on this side. Oh, he's trying to hit this exit. I see. She said the tires smell bad. Sound of flat tires. Tires, did a tire blow out of what? She needs to just let him drive. She said, I knew this would happen. I'm trying to lose them. Listen, and this is what people gotta stop. Like, people gotta stop when you ask people, oh, you know, I've asked the twins, they'll be like, nah, everybody's safe. No, they're not, bro. No, they're not. You tell that to somebody, somebody goes, they end up like this, if not worse. You know? That same year, a similar situation unfolded with a different family traveling from the U.S. on the same Nuevo Laredo-Monterrey highway. Shit. Dashcam footage captures the moment a police officer stops a family car for speeding after the vehicle was trailed by the Northeastern Cartel in an unmarked vehicle. The driver attempts to explain the reasons for the high-speed driving to the officer. However, within seconds, members of the Northeastern Cartel pull up and, despite the police presence, attempt to extort the driver and his family. I'm about to get pulled over. I try to find somewhere safe to pull over. But unfortunately, there wasn't. Driver pulls over, cop approaches now. Cop, I pulled you over for speeding, sir. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Not sure if you noticed back there, but a car tried robbing another vehicle. So mind you, the driver already peeped the dudes that had hit the other car that are probably on their way to come hit him. You know what I'm saying? Not sure if you noticed back there, but a car tried robbing another vehicle. Cop don't give a shit. Cop is taking him from one to the next. He's holding you there. Cop, I understand, but you did an abrupt turn. Yeah, that cop is just there to hold dude there until they come and get him. He just told the cop, you understand they're robbing somebody, right? Cop said, yeah, I get it, but you know, you did an illegal turn, bro.
Sí. No, sí, te entiendo. Te entiendo, pero, o sea, mira.
Without turning your hazards on, you didn't follow proper safety precautions.
A mi entendimiento los están robando.
From my understanding, they were getting robbed.
Pero a ellos sí.
The cop said, did they rob you? What a bitch.
A mi entendimiento los están robando. No, pero.
Did they rob you? No, but they were.
A ellos sí.
Were you able to identify the caravan? This cop is just there to hold you.
No la alcancé.
I wasn't able to take a good look. And then the vehicle driving in front of me. No, let me explain it to you. The car then got in front of me. The car had no license plates, I'm guessing to remain untraceable. So my reaction was to speed off so that they wouldn't rob us either. So he got popped for speeding, right? He got popped for speeding, but he's speeding away from a robbery, right? Attempt. Meanwhile, this cop is holding him there so that they can collect what they're going to collect from where they're at and then come get them. That's what's happening. You should have at least activated your turn signal. At that point, the driver should just shut up and understand what it is, man. That police does not work for you, buddy. That's crazy. Look, the cartel approaches, honking horns. Look, see the police out there. Oh, you held another one down for us. Good looking out. Appreciate you. Look at the cop. The cop telling him to go now. Now you're gonna tell him to go? He just told you all this, and you was bitching about his light, his turn signal. Wow.
Mira. Dame chance de.
Dale. Ay, amor.
Back up was the best you could have done. Cop said go the other way. Cop, mind your business. You weren't here to help us.
No tengas miedo, no tengas miedo.
Look. So don't be afraid. I got this. Let me do my thing. They could have been ran up on him already. We're gonna chase him down probably. Driver speeds away from the cartel.
No, it's okay, papi, it's okay, it's okay.
In my rearview mirror, I saw the cop just watching as the other vehicle was being robbed. Oh, they just picked another car.
Está bien, está bien.
It's fine. Oof. Once again, 2020, a father and his son traveling at night on the same highway as the two previous videos when they got flagged down by armed members of the Northeastern Cartel conducting random checkpoints. Jeez Lord. Oh no, we saw this one. We done with this. He about to strong arm him. And that's it. Give me some money. Yeah, we saw this. That's crazy. Nothing safe, man. You traveling with kids. You can't trust the cops. You can't trust the person next to you. You can't trust anything, man. Shit is bananas, boy. It's crazy talk. Crazy talk for real. All right, let's see what we got here. It's lawless. Mexico gives me scared at times. Vigilante justice every day. No one to call exactly. Facts. Yeah, rest in peace to your old man. It's dangerous. Facts. Young Jizzle said, my mom's from Nuevo Laredo. It used to be gravy to the 2000s when the Zetas came in power. Things ain't been the same since. It's crazy, man. It's just like an election, you know. New crew take over. Now you got new problems in the neighborhood that you didn't have before. You know. Everywhere is dangerous. Cops are effed. Hope everyone got paid today. Friday payday. Salutes to everybody that got the bag. Let's drop some bags in the chat for y'all. Some hundreds. Get it? Salutes. We hanging out. Can't trust the doctors out there. That's the truth. Can't trust nobody, nowhere, man. It's just humans we've reached and they say, oh, but we're the most civilized we've ever been. Okay. If you say so. All right. No problem. You know? Let me see. I got another story here I wanted to check out.
Buddy's out.
Can I get your autograph?
Yeah, sure.
It's Pam. What do you want in life, Kevin Bonner?
This one right here too. How can I even say this? This was called Cartel forced him to poke his best friend or get his top knocked off. How's that? That'll do. Let's get it.
Y mire, cuando creíamos que ningún nivel de violencia podría sorprendernos, aparecen estas nuevas imágenes que son deleznables.
Roberto Carlos Olmeda Cuellar, Diego Alberto Lara Santoyo, Uriel Galván González, Dante Cedillo Hernández y Jaime Adolfo Martínez Miranda.
Entre 19 y 22 años de edad. Desaparecieron después de asistir a una feria en la...
Here we go. No, I don't doubt it, bro. All right, Cartel forced him to poke his best friend or get his top knocked off.
Y mire, cuando creíamos que ningún
And look, just when we thought that no level of violence could surprise us,
violencia
you know what I'm saying? Especially after doing a story about them targeting a 3-year-old. And look, just when we thought that no level of violence could surprise us,
podría sorprendernos, aparecen estas nuevas imágenes.
These new images appear. They're
Roberto Carlos Olmeda Cuellar, Diego Alberto Lara Santoyo, Uriel Galván González, Dante Cedillo Hernández y Jaime Adolfo Martínez Miranda.
Entre 19 y 22 años de edad. Desaparecieron después de asistir.
They disappeared after attending a fair in Lagos de Moreno, Jalisco.
A una feria en Lagos de Moreno, Jalisco. Salieron a divertirse como
They went out to have fun like anyone else their age, but they never made it back home to their family.
Cualquier persona de su edad, pero no regresaron a sus familias.
Ya regrésenos.
Just bring them to us. No matter their condition, it doesn't matter.
Las personas que los
To the
tienen
people that
ya
have them, just bring them back to us.
por favor.
Please.
Y justo en este lugar se
And
presume
right at
sean
this
obligados
location, it is
estos
presumed where these
jóvenes
young
a
boys
privarse
were
de la
forced to
vida
take
unos
each
con
other's
otros.
lives.
De acuerdo a las fotografías y este video
According
que
to
ha
the
estado
images and videos
circulando en
that have been
redes
circulating on
sociales,
social media. Since 2006, several attempts by previous Mexican presidents to control or reduce the widespread human rights violations plaguing the country have failed. There's no human rights there. In 2019, with the Congress controlled by a party of current sitting President López Obrador, the decision to disband the country's entire federal police force would soon take effect. Soon, Obrador gave complete police control to the military. As a result, cases of organized cartel groups and military personnel committing atrocities against civilians, including unaliving, torture, rape, and snatching, have skyrocketed with zero consequences. As of 2023, the state of Jalisco, Mexico, is reported to have the highest number of disappearances and mass homicide graves in the entire country. According to official state crime statistics, more than 14,000 people are currently missing in Jalisco, with over 10 people disappearing and over 5 people getting unalived daily. Although civilians in Jalisco are numb to the overwhelming levels of violence and corruption in the state, the most recent gruesome case of 5 missing best friends provoked outrage online and across the country. Robert, Diego, Uriel, Dante, and Jaime had been best friends since childhood, growing up together in the outskirts of the northeastern city of Lagos de Moreno, Jalisco. So these guys was from the town. For years, due to zero intervention from the state, a violent and relentless war between CJNG and the Sinaloa cartel for control of the city has tormented the lives of innocent civilians living there. Well-renowned Mexican anthropologist Rosana Reguillo has labeled Jalisco's current point in history as the Necro Machine Era, a death machine that doesn't mind swallowing bodies and territories and then vomiting them up in the form of graves and corpses. It's a sad state. Aware of the severe risks of living in Lagos de Moreno, the boys led simple and honest lives, always staying out of trouble. What good did it do them, huh? 20-year-old Roberto was studying to become an industrial engineer and helped his family run their food business in his free time. Hit the like button, y'all. 20-year-old Diego worked as a blacksmith alongside his father and had recently used his savings to purchase his own vehicle, a brown Volkswagen Jetta that he was proud to show off. 19-year-old Uriel, the youngest of the group, was a family man who dedicated his free time to boxing and was passionate about all things sports. 22-year-old Dante was a professional cyclist and had won 2 gold medals in the 2016 National Olympics. He had recently started his own windows business. 21-year-old Jaime worked as a full-time bricklayer and was regarded by his family as a free-natured spirit who enjoyed dancing in his free time. What these guys ever do? But are we surprised that 5 innocent young men with potential? What's my brother's quote about Chicago? All you have to do to get unalived in the shy is have potential. You know what I'm saying? But are we surprised by 5 young men that had potential, that were doing their thing, when we just did a story about a 3-year-old being targeted? A 3-year-old being targeted because they named their favorite artist in a TikTok. Think of the irony in that bullshit. On August 11, 2023, the 5 boys made plans to attend Feria Lagos de Moreno, an annual festival in Lagos de Moreno filled with rides, games, and music for the locals to enjoy. Just want to go to the fest?
Groover has helped me just put my music out there and expand my fan base.
After a fun night at the festival, before heading home, the boys agreed to meet at Mirador San Miguel, a popular local viewing spot that oversees the city and multiple neighborhoods. They walk into something they weren't supposed to walk into. That night would be the last time the 5 boys were ever seen alive. Several hours into the night, their phones were flooded with concerned texts and missed calls from their families wondering when they'd get home. Since 2015, the number of kidnappings in Lagos de Moreno has surged, with over 500 unsolved disappearances in the city alone. The family of the 5 boys fear the worst. Word of the 5 missing friends spread around the city and soon made local news headlines. Devastated and fearing the worst, their families voiced their concerns and distress on several news networks.
No hay palabras para todo esto.
There's no words for any of this.
Solo queremos que no nos
Just want them
regrese.
back.
Tenerlos ya aquí.
Want them here.
Era la alegría.
He was the joy of us.
Era mi niño chiquito.
He was my little
mi
boy.
hermano, el más
He was my
pequeño.
youngest brother.
Y yo les pido,
And I
por
beg you,
favor,
please,
que me lo
bring
regresen.
them back to me.
El dolor es muy
The
grande.
pain is too much.
Ya no podemos más.
Can't take it anymore.
Ya no siguen pasando
Days
los
and hours
días,
keep
las
passing by and we
horas
have
y no
nothing.
tenemos algo concreto, no nos confirman nada.
The police won't confirm anything to us. On the inside, we're not doing well.
Estamos bien por dentro, pero
We're not doing well on the
buscamos
inside, but we find
la
the
fortaleza con
strength,
la sonrisa que tenía
the
mi hijo.
smile
Y
that
mi
my
hijo
son
decía
had.
que
My son used to
no le
always tell me
faltaba.
that this life wasn't
A mí
missing
no me falta.
anything, but right now I'm missing him. Due to the mounting pressure from the public, local authorities and Jalisco's federal prosecuting officers were forced to release a press statement reassuring the families of an investigation into the disappearances. Yeah, tell us you're doing something. On August 13, investigators discovered Diego's abandoned and incinerated Volkswagen vehicle. That's never a good sign. Inside the trunk were burned human remains, but DNA testing confirmed they didn't belong to any of the 5 missing boys. Did those boys walk in on something that they weren't supposed to see? And that put them in that position? And those are the bodies that are in that trunk? Whew. But the events that, well, we'll see. But the events that would soon transpire would be even more sinister. On August 14th, a horrifying graphic execution video and image leaked and circulated online, eventually making its way to the family members of the missing boys, confirming their worst fears. Filmed at night, the video shows Roberto, Diego, Uriel, Dante, and Jaime zip-tied, severely beaten, and held hostage at a random undisclosed location. Why? An unidentified cartel member behind the camera zooms in and pans on each of the 5 boys. Tossing a large knife at Jaime's feet, the unidentified man orders him to unalive Roberto, Diego, Uriel, and Dante. Wow. Under the threat of getting his top blown back, Jaime brutally beats, pokes, opens flesh at the throats of his friends. The outline of the knife. While the brutal unalivings unfold, several men can be heard cheering and egging Jaime on in the background of the video. This is not The Game. This is not gangster. This is not hustling. This is not drug dealing. This is psychopathic behavior, sociopathic behavior. Right? You cheering on as you put this kid in this position with his friends. The unaliving video went viral across Mexico and several shocking websites. Investigators and the state prosecutors were aware of the trending video but remained silent, prompting the anguished family of the 5 boys to gather and protest for answers outside of their facilities. By then, I'm sure
Protestan familiares de estos 5 jóvenes ahí en el estado, en la fiscalía. Protestan familiares de estos 5 jóvenes ahí en el estado, en la fiscalía. De verdad están desesperados.
They really are desperate. The authorities aren't telling them anything on the whereabouts of these young boys.
De estos jóvenes. Ellos, les decía, están desesperados. Presuntamente acaban de recibir imágenes, videos.
They tucked tail, people. Your last line of defense tucked tail and ran. They said, let them see it online. that apparently could be of these young boys. The families are desperate.
Podrían ser, pues estos jóvenes están desesperados, llorando, quieren respuesta de las autoridades y que no han salido a darles ningún tipo de información. Los vemos abrazándose porque ya vieron estas imágenes que les hicieron llegar, pero no tienen claridad de confirmación oficial de la fiscalía de que, bueno, si
what they do with the dude that the one, if they made one get all of them, what happened to that one? Then they did him in. Reporter on whether there's kids or not.
Fiscalía de que
Not clear, of course, on whether it's their kids or not.
En la fotografía que
And the images that keep appearing on the internet.
Sí, sí, es mi hijo. Sí, es mi hijo, pero yo
This is my son, but I've only
he
seen
visto
one
una
photo.
sola,
I'm
una sola
not going to
foto.
see
Yo no
anything
voy a ver
else
más
or
nada,
any
ningún
videos.
video. Yo me voy a quedar con esa
I'm going to stay with the one that I saw, where he's on his knees. Prosecutors say they're working on finding out whether it's true or not.
Yo no les puedo decir que mienten.
I can't tell you whether they're lying or telling the truth. I still have that dream. And
mi ilusión es
my dream is
ahora
now
encontrarlo.
is to find him. On August 16, police located an abandoned farm in Lagos de Moreno, believed to be the same building where the viral unaliving video was filmed.
Need a new roof? Then you need the experts at Feldco. When you work with the experts at Feldco, you're getting a team of local...
Should I? Let me see. I'm going to go read the comments real quick. Let's see. Comments from what? From this video? From this live? Let's see. Let's see what I'm missing. I don't see nothing new. See nothing new, buddy. Nothing new. Let me see. You got comments in here already? Let's see. You seen good music? Oh no, this is the other one. This ain't today's. I don't know what he's talking about. You threw me off, Rob. I don't know what you're talking about. Although police discovered 0 bodies at the farmhouse, evidence found on the property suggests that something violent and macabre had recently taken place there. Zip ties. That'll be DNA on that. Footage from local news reporters highlights the disturbing things found inside the property.
Y justo en este lugar se presume serían obligados estos jóvenes a privarse de la vida unos con otros, como podemos observar. Sería justo este punto, de acuerdo a las fotografías de este video que ha estado circulando en redes sociales. Y bueno, podemos ver todavía estos indicios que han estado marcando las autoridades. Lo que se encontró aquí, pues estas manchas hemáticas. Y bueno, podemos ver que fue justo al exterior donde estuvieron estos hechos lamentables de terror. Aquí estamos viendo todavía los guantes, una lata de cerveza con manchas hemáticas en el interior de la vivienda. Estamos viendo pues estas manchas en el suelo. Y bueno, podemos ver precisamente también estos grafitis bienvenidos MZ. Es lo que estamos viendo en las paredes. Pues de verdad que es MZ. Es lo que estamos viendo en las paredes. Pues de verdad que es de terror. Es un horror. Y vemos que hay otro cuarto precisamente. En este también se ven algunas cintas en el interior. Las ventanas fueron pues tapadas con estos plásticos y en las paredes también podemos ver más manchas hemáticas. Es parte de lo que las autoridades encontraron en esta casa.
A mis espaldas se encuentra este punto donde fue tomada esta fotografía. Si ingresamos, no hay puerta, y ya al interior de este lugar pues nos encontramos
con este tipo de pintas, inclusive sangre en el piso, manos aquí sobre la pared. Hay otro cuarto a las espaldas en donde si entramos pues también podemos ver algunos indicios, una ventana tapada, un cinturón de seguridad y bueno, pues es algunos de los aspectos que se pueden ver
that are seen inside this domicile.
De este homicidio.
All the reporters went in there and said the same shit. Despite the evidence found at the farmhouse, the identity of those responsible for the kidnapping and disappearance of the 5 boys remain unclear. Really? Of course. No way. Can't believe that. However, graffiti found on the walls inside the farmhouse suggests that the members of the Jalisco Cartel or the Sinaloa Cartel played a role in their deaths. The 5 friends might have been victims in a tragic case of mistaken identity. You can't mistake identity when you're playing with lies, but you just don't care. Investigators also suggest that the boys were simply at the wrong place at the wrong time, which I think, and unalive for no reason at all, but to instill fear in the community. I think they might have gone up to that spot that they were going to and found these other dudes doing some shit. And the dudes that they just did ended up in their trunk, and these guys ended up in that farmhouse. President Obrador was asked about the case of the 5 missing friends in a live press briefing, but ignored and ridiculed the question. Wow. Oh, you don't hear nothing? Oh, deaf bitch. He tends to not hear the topic. Lagos de Moreno, everybody screaming.
Bueno, ya.
Sound like a double.
¿Eugenia también? Ah, sí. Vámonos a desayunar ya.
Let's just get breakfast already. Enough is enough. Real funny, man. Real funny, man. What a vote of confidence in the judicial system, in the policing system, and in your president. You know what I'm saying? For the parents of these 5 boys that were put in a position that they should have never been put in. You know what I'm saying? What a way to go about it, President Fuckface. Today, several questions remain unanswered. The bodies of the 5 boys remain unlocated, and their cold-blooded killers remain free. Bananas, all right? Salutes to Took Too Much for the video. We'll link him below in the description. Salutes to him. Appreciate y'all. 100s up. In the chat for y'all. Bye. Salutes. Let's see. Let's go back to the chat real quick. We got here. Rob said my dad car crashed and they let the guy that unalived my dad go. It'd be like that. That's filth. Justice is very, very rare, few and far in between. Young Jizzle said, gotta make the money, man. That money, man. You out of here? Salutes if you getting that bread. Oh, no. Yeah. You talking about Friday. It's all good. Jonathan said, my mom is from Zacatecas and Los Zetas are heavy there. My pops is from Zulha, Quintana Roo, Mexico, and he says the cartel violence is finally showing up since they border with Belize. It's always, if it ain't one thing, it's the next, bruh. Rub said, Tamaulipas is is Mecca in the cartel world. Rub, do me a favor. Never rush me, Rub. That's what you meant by read the comments? See, you threw me off earlier. I know the chat is going. I'm making a video here. I'll get to your comment when I get to it. All right? Don't rush me. I appreciate you, but don't rush me. Thank you. So like I said, Mexico is definitely scary in certain places. I have a family in Juarez and we video chat. On the other hand, I go to Durango and I'm good. I don't have to worry about getting kidnapped or shot. I hope so. I couldn't tell you the difference. Right? Shout out Ed, the hip hop guru, on the check-in. Appreciate you coming through, sir. Don't worry, you can catch the replay. All right, I hope you catch the replay. Make sure you hit that like button. Rest of y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button. Julio Cardenas on the check-in from Houston. Salutes to you, sir. Appreciate you. Hundreds up in the chat for Chucky Chingon. Zoraya said, unfortunately, that happens way too often in Mexico. Wrong place at the wrong time, huh? I remember that report. Fucking joke of a president. Absolutely. Hundreds up from Sleazeball. I appreciate you. Ivan said, I saw that video on People Die TV. What is that People Die TV, Ivan? I used to use Live Link for videos like that, but I don't have that option no more. But I don't know what People Die TV is. Rob said, Michigan's not cool, man. Oh, salutes to you, Rob. I appreciate you. All right, salutes. Rest in peace, your dad. Rest in peace, for sure. Salute Chucky Chingon. It's like, goddamn, man. Can I do shit when I want to do it? Did you go over the kids that got recruited to a call center in Mexico, ended up a scam center when they unalived them? No. I have no clue what you're talking about, Chucky. If you got info, link me to it, please. Did you go over the kids that got recruited to a call center in Mexico, ended up a scam center, and then they unalived them? So these shorties didn't even know they was working for a scam center? Probably did. But like, kids, don't take a job with the cartel. All right? They will be the ones to end you. Don't do it. Go get a real job. H-Town, I got familia Eastside Denver Harbor. I-10 Wayside by the Whataburger. Salutes to you, Young Jizzle. I appreciate you. Salutes to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. We've been hanging out. All right? We had our ups. We had our downs.
So you've been injured in a recent car accident, and you want to...
We had commenters wilding, but we had a good time. They were from Phoenix. Got it from an ad. Yeah, I got to check that out. That's bananas. Is that recent, Chucky? Thing about Mexico is you think you're good until you ain't, unfortunately. And that be the thing. And it be too many people just want to hand out advice. Oh, you're good over here. Nah, you don't know that, bro. You don't know that at all. Not even a little bit. The Aztecs love to sacrifice people. Mexico's full of death and pyramids. They need to uncover them pyramids. Open the pyramids up. Shout out Fernando Ortiz on the check-in. Big Dog Shot. Salutes to you. Hadn't seen you live in a bit. Had missed you. Salutes to you. We haven't seen you around here either. We've been pretty live, bro. So if you haven't caught up, make sure you catch up. Salutes to you. I appreciate you. We went through a couple of things today. Y'all can catch the replay if y'all missed it. Chucky said, yeah, within a year. Yeah, I got to look into that. Real quick before we get out of here, let me look at, is there any, what do we got as far as the El Nini situation? He was extradited, right? He's here in federal court. All right. Cartel crackdown. Let's see what this News Nation. Oh, no, we said don't go with the. All right, we could do a paperwork party on him another day because there's some paperwork here. That's 3 days ago. 3 days ago. Let's see what I want to see this today one though, because evidently he was in court today. Let me see. Piedras Negras is the safest border from Texas to Cali. Look it up. A lot of people rather take the extra drive to be safe. Hell yeah, take the extra drive to be safe. Shout out Rob. Salutes to you. Let's see what they said about this. See, all right. I'll read this real quick. A pizza party, nah, man. Paperwork party, man. All right, let's see what this looks like real quick before we get out of here. Boom, hit that right there. Salutes Fernando Ortiz for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Let me know if there's a question or a comment or a anything attached to that. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for supporting the channel on that level. Young Jizzle said pizza party. It's going down. I hadn't caught a live, but been catching up and dropping comments. I have seen your comments. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your insight. Zorada said, Chucky, I did hear something about those kids. I haven't heard the whole story. I would like to look into that. Because, man, boy, you tricking people into your hustle and then you smoking them? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on here, man? But then again, you know, we heard of a 3-year-old getting targeted. You know what I mean? Check it out. Alleged assassin for Sinaloa cartel El Nini in federal court. Néstor Isidro Pérez Salas indicted on charges connected to cartel activity. Indictments allege he commanded security team for El Chapo. Perez Salas, or El Nini, was extradited to the U.S. earlier this week. News Nation, Ali Bradley. El Nini, who authorities say was the top assassin for the Sinaloa cartel, will have his day in federal court Thursday after being extradited to the United States earlier this week. Many are wondering what this could mean for one of the most powerful drug cartels in Mexico. Courts recently indicted Perez Salas on a slew of charges related to his alleged role as a security. There it is. It finally popped up. All right. Salutes Fernando for the super chat. Appreciate you, sir. Let's see. Where was I? Courts recently indicted El Nini on a slew of charges related to his alleged role as a security apparatus for drug lord Joaquin Archibaldo Guzman Loera, or El Chapo. Charges include cocaine and method man trafficking conspiracy, possession of machine guns, witness retaliation, and the unaliving of a confidential Drug Enforcement Administration source and others in retaliation for their cooperation with law enforcement. All right. The U.S. Department of Justice also says El Nini was a part of the Sinaloa cartel's production and sale of fentanyl, specifically in Los Angeles during 2022. This was later seized by the DEA. Arizona Department of Public Safety detectives seized 180 pounds of fentanyl between the ports of entry, meaning the deadly rug made it past several layers of law enforcement before ending up in Phoenix. DPS reports that one residence was searched in connection with the investigation, and 2 suspects were arrested and booked into jail on rug-related charges. These rugs had a street value of $1.5 million. U.S. President Joe Biden thanked Mexico for cooperating with Perez Salas' capture, calling it a good day for justice. What is El Nini charged with? El Nini faces gun, rug, and witness retaliation charges that are all tied to his affiliation with Mexico's most dangerous cartels and his jail leader, El Chapo. Federal officials announced Tuesday that El Nini will be arraigned Thursday on charges of importing cocaine and methamphetamine, firearms, cocaine and method man, firearms offenses, and conspiracy to obstruct justice through unaliving. In another indictment, he is also charged with the leadership of a continuing criminal enterprise resulting in the unaliving of numerous victims, including a confidential source for the Drug Enforcement Administration, fentanyl importation and trafficking, obstructions of justice by unaliving an informant, kidnapping resulting in unaliving of 8 people, including a minor. Okay?
And it's probably a minor.
Right? As well as firearms and money laundering offenses. Before this indictment, El Nini had been indicted in 2021 in Washington, D.C. on charges he conspired to traffic cocaine and method man into the U.S., as well as possession of machine guns and destructive devices and retaliation against witnesses. A grand jury in New York also indicted him nearly 2 years later on charges of engaging in a continual criminal enterprise, RICO, conspiracy to import fentanyl, conspiracy to traffic fentanyl, as well as possession of machine guns and other destructive devices. He also was charged with conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices and conspiracy to launder money. Who is El Nini? El Nini, according to previous statements by the U.S. Attorney General, was one of the Sinaloa cartel's leading assassins, specifically when it came to rivals and witnesses who threatened the cartel's criminal drug trafficking operation. A federal indictment states Perez Salas commanded a violent outfit that carried out gruesome acts of violence against those it took into their custody. El Nini is 32 years old and a Mexican national. A security team known as the Ninis, which court documents describe as security personnel, a faction of the Sinaloa cartel, was under his leadership. In addition, El Nini was involved in the operation's drug trafficking operation. His nickname Nini is reportedly a reference to Mexican slang for neither nor, to describe young people who neither work nor study, the Associated Press wrote. All right, I haven't heard nothing about him crying yet, though. What y'all hear about him crying? Huh? I missed it. Salutes. But if he's crying and he sounds like this, I want to know about it. So make sure y'all toss a link or something, all right? Let's see what we got here. Let me go back to the chat real quick. With all this danger talk, is Chicago safe to go if I go visit? Yeah. If you stay where you know what I'm saying? If you ain't where you ain't supposed to be, you should be fine. You know what I'm saying? If you somewhere you're not supposed to be, then you could probably run into a problem there. You know? But this is a tourist town, you be fine. You know? Is there a chance that somebody jack you up in downtown? Absolutely. Is there a chance you get caught up in one of these downtown takeovers? Absolutely. Is there a chance you get jacked? Yeah, but it's just like anywhere else, head on a swivel. You know what I mean? But Chicago for a tourist, you good. You know? Go to Grant Park, go see the Bean, go, you know, Navy Pier, all of that stuff. Nene prison, you know, prison. Fernando says he's in New York. Jamming some Ramona Ayala. New York is holding there. I might have pissed off the Arellanos too. So some Arellano tried to follow. Well, he followed me on Instagram, but he won't accept my request. Come on, man, it's a two-way street, bro. I remember years ago the innocent kids from Michoacan, I believe, got on a bus and they were never found. Shout out to the clever Method Man addition to the lingo salutes. I remember that story too. Whatever happened to that? Nothing. Nobody knows. Oh, we don't know what happened. You know? But, you know. Diamond and Tiana Bradley from Chicago, they're in their 20s, 30s. We never found out what happened to them either. I have a feeling he's going to open up on Ovidio and get a deal. Well, he's going to get a deal off somebody's back. Who knows who, but he's going to get a deal on somebody's back. Nathan Wallace, it is live. It is live. We've been live for over 2 hours, right? But we got, y'all let me know if y'all find a link on the crime. We're going to be getting out of there. If you guys did not catch if you guys did not catch this live, make sure you catch the replay, all right? Make sure you catch the replay. We discussed the Cartel's problem with regional Mexican artists. We talked about the Cartel focusing and targeting a little 3-year-old girl. Like, we talked about some shit today. We talked about fear. We talked about all kind of shit. Just said they not like us. Can you do a special on Oakland Leaks, aka Mini Leak, and Camilo Ochoa? Camilo is that influencer who says he was huge in the Cartel, but most say he's lying. I've been paying attention. I'm trying to piece together an understanding of their relationship. Here's what I don't want to end up doing. I don't want to end up pushing anybody's agenda. You know what I'm saying? That goes for anybody. You know, people maybe have agendas, people maybe don't have agendas. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be pushing nobody's agendas. So, you know, I like to cover both sides of that because both call each other liars. And everybody has different opinions. And I don't know. I don't have a dog in the race. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would like to look into that. I'd like to go into the accusation he makes on Mini Leak about the journalist. So I'd like to talk about it. So we'll get into that ASAP. All right? Let's see. Chucky said they just busted over 1 million fent pills today in Maricopa County. That issue's coming in heavy. I can't stand that shit. It's they're trying to wipe out society with it. I mean, at what point do you lose your bottom line? At what point you done killed everybody, bro? You know what I'm saying? No more money. Apparently, reporters say his sister told him his parents loved him and he got emotional. I wonder about that little underage child or whatever it was that.
And it's probably A minor.
That A minor that he unalived. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if that A minor had the opportunity to hear "I love you" from their parents. You know what I'm saying? These guys that keep people from water, and then the moment that they get pinched, they thirsty. Fuck out of here. That's supposed to be somebody's hero? Wildin'. Fernando said, if you come to Chicago, hit me up. I'll give you the blueprint. You'll be good, bro. Great city. But there are spots to avoid. Fernando, but you not here? You be visiting here. What you talking about, bro? You Chicago guy? Zorada said, Young Jizzle, I'm calling shy if I ever visit. Facts. Not ending up at the wrong place at the wrong time with my resting ish face. Don't worry. I got one of those too. Motherfuckers don't like it, but it's too bad. You know what I mean? But salutes. Facts. Let me know. Nathan said, are the Arellano Felix family still in business because their dominance seems to have diminished since they were at their peak in the 90s? Well, we'll see. Whichever one of them followed me on Instagram, if he accepts my request back, maybe he want to talk. Maybe he don't. Maybe he just want me to know he's there. Maybe it's hard for me to give a fuck. Respect because both are pushing agendas. Absolutely, both are pushing agendas. And that's the thing. Like, even people who don't think they got an agenda sometimes got an agenda. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Young Jizzles, Zoraida, for real, I'll treat. I'll meet you there. Zoraida got dates all over the country as far as the chat's concerned. You know what I'm saying? Holla at JFL. Zoraida, Chucky Chingon, thank you. I just heard while getting ready, so I didn't know what I heard it on. Jonathan said, I'll keep it a buck. Today's ish was deep and on a different level for sure. Keeping your word on being about business and not picking sides. I mean, I don't have a side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a shit about both sides. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's what it is. I came into this covering the Twins story because it's a Chicago story. You know what I mean? And it's been good to us, and they've been good to us. You know what I'm saying? People be mad. That's their problem. Wasn't Chino Anthrax alleged to have unalived one of the Arellano Felix by dressing in a clown suit? Yes. We spoke about that in the last live, Nathan. I hope you're catching up. Fernando said, yeah, northwest side of the city, Avondale neighborhood. Okay. I didn't know that. Fernando, you holding out on me, bro. Nathan Wallace said there seemed to be this obsession with Chino Anthrax and his legend as a hitman in Sicario, but nobody want to talk about that he snitched on everybody. I had somebody come in the comments telling me, where's the proof? Where's the proof he didn't? Nobody want to talk about that. So that I got the whole chat thirsty. No, they know a good woman when they see it. Salutes to the chat. Salutes to Zoraida. She keep it thorough in here. She don't let nobody just walk over her. We've been missing some of our ladies around here. You know, maybe they don't agree with what I talk about anymore, you know, too. Maybe they ghost watching. Maybe they gone. Maybe they'll be back. We'll see. Shael, I've been trying to do my homework. You're a legend, man. Salutes to you, man. I appreciate you, man. Oh, you doing your homework? I got you. I've been a couple places, bro. Appreciate you. Salute Zoraida. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Like, for real, like, y'all are the reason I get up here. You know, it's not for the ghost watchers. It's not for the people that don't hit the like button. So if you have yet to do so, please do. You know, salutes the ghost watchers. Salutes the commenters. Much love to the positive commenters. Fuck you to the negative commenters. And you're not negative if you just spit in your opinion. But once you start calling me names and shit like that, now you wildin'. But, you know, and salutes to the donators. I appreciate you all. You know, but, you know, thinking about a 3-year-old being targeted is like, I haven't found anything to glorify or beat my chest about in any of this cartel talk in the last 2 years. Right? I've seen a lot of picking and choosing. I've seen a lot of, you know, that one's a rapper, not that one. You know, it's okay that this one hurts innocent people. At least he's not a rat. It's okay that this one's a chomo. At least he's not that. Like, it's just I see too much bullshit. So whatever. I'm gonna do what I want to do. So if tomorrow I decide to start covering that kid Will Survives, I'm going to start covering Will Survives and react to that. And those that are going to be with me are going to be with me. And those that ain't, you know. In reality, I need to be spending more time on my acting career anyway. You know what I'm saying? But salutes. I hang out with y'all. This is us hanging out. We kick it. You know what I'm saying? No different as if there was a group of dudes, you know, in front of their building or out on their corner or on the stoop or whatever. We hanging out. I'm pretty sure I accidentally kept Brittany or Kimberly away. I don't remember. I know Britt. I don't remember Kimberly. Brittany's cool though. Brittany be ghost watching. She pops in when she can. Young Jizzle said, oh yeah, Zoraida finally sent me a shout out. I've been patiently waiting. You got it, Jizzle. See you on now. Zoraida said, nah, Shy, it's those mommy duties. They're busy with their babies, I'm sure. My son is old enough to take care of himself. It be that too. Sometimes it be their baby duties. They're over there coddling their man and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that too. You know, they busy with they do, coddling them. All right? Chucky said the OG's in the house. I remember your first reaction on the Twins. It's dope to see you climb, brother. I appreciate you, Chucky. It's been a long haul, you know. Again, I'm just waiting for YouTube to help it and let it kick in. And look, Brittany popped up. See, salutes to Brittany. I appreciate you. You are a ghost watcher that we can get behind. Salutes to you, Brittany. All right. But yeah, Chucky, man, you know, just gonna keep this channel. Hopefully YouTube will give it a bump, and you know, we can get past this 10,000 and keep it going from there. Again, I want to have panel conversations. You know, there's only so much time for shit. We'll figure it out. 298 said, you see, Nene ain't nothing scary or intimidating about Buddy. With about 200 hitmen around and a gun. You see, Nene ain't nothing scary or intimidating about Buddy. With about 200 hitmen around and a gun, Buddy ain't shit. Yeah, no. Without 200 hitmen around and a gun, Buddy ain't shit. Like, again, you hand lames power, that's what you're gonna get. Jonathan said, I love the beautiful, real, committed women we have with us. Salutes to you, Jonathan. Those babies too. Zoraida said those babies too. Sorry, guys. It be like that sometimes. Sometimes they coddling that baby. All right. Britt said, I was waiting for you to go live. About time. All right. I hope you ain't missed the last like 4 of them. If you did, make sure you catch up because we talking our shit. All right. We've been here for about 2.5 hours. It's about to end soon. But I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys catch the playback. You know, I appreciate kicking it with y'all. Look at y'all. See? The camaraderie in the room, the community in the room done popped Brittany out from the back. She said, hey, I'm here, motherfuckers. Salutes. Young Jizzle said, my son graduated elementary to middle school. I think he can take care of himself, too. Young Jizzle saying that he don't need no babysitters, Zoraida. Jonathan said, no way. Her name was Elizabeth. She came in with some weird energy. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we didn't need her back, though. But we got some friends out there. We got, you know, 4/4 Gemini. We got Goth Beauty out there. We got Yael out there. We got a couple of... it's hard. I don't do the lives at the same time every week because I can't catch you guys all at the same time. I try to do it at different times and gauge how well the engagement is, how many people are around. I do it when I can. I will be going live tomorrow night on the Head Kicks channel. I'll be over there for the Dustin Diamond Poirier fight against Makhachev. I'm going to drop the link. If you haven't followed me at Head Kicks, that's where I do my fight reactions when fights go down. Let me make sure this link is right. There it is. So make sure you give me a sub over there. I'll be there tomorrow night covering that fight. Hopefully Dustin Diamond pulls it out. Dustin Poirier pulls it out. He's going into Willie Spence. For those that know Willie Spence, he has the Diamonds in the Sky cover that he did. Rest in peace, Willie Spence. Dustin Poirier is going to play that song on his way out to the cage. I'm hoping Dustin gets his first championship at 155 there. And in a perfect world, he'll win that championship and put it right down and retire. I think that's the best thing he could do. I think that'll be the greatest thing he can do. And then after that, if they want him to come back, big money fights. But let's see if he could get past Makhachev's wrestling. But if y'all, those don't get bored with that over here. Y'all want to talk about that over there, we'll talk about that over there. Let me get through the... let me go back through the chat real quick. Right? It only goes back so far. I know JP was the first, so shout out Jonathan Pantoja. We appreciate your power chat donation. Shout out Fernando. We appreciate your super chat. Thank you, sir. Shout out Chucky Chingong, Vernon Himes, Perfecto J77, Velez, El Cacico. Salutes to you. Salutes to Rub. Oso. Who else is in here? 298 Sosa, appreciate you. IB, per usual, appreciate your insight. Shout out to Zoraida, she already knows. Salutes. Luis Garcia, saludos. Raven Jefferson, you caught her live today too. That's another one of our ladies. Raven Jefferson, salutes to Raven. And Raven be in them playlists that people ain't paying attention to. Raven be up in there, right? Let's see. Salutes Ivan, who came with the heat today. Salutes Young Jizzle. I appreciate you, sir. Aquino on the check-in. Appreciate you. Who else do we see in here? Big Blanc I saw in here earlier. Salutes to you, sir. What else we got? Ed the Hip Hop Guru, appreciate you. Sleazeball, appreciate you. Make sure you guys check out the replay. If you didn't check out the whole thing today, we got a couple of good stories out of it. All right. What else we got here? Nathan Wallace, a pleasure as usual, sir. Let's see. Brittany, we appreciate you for popping up, all right? You answered the roll call. We appreciate you. All right? Salutes Young Jizzle. Salutes 298. Y'all have a great night, man. All right, real subs are sub to the head kick Shy. Salutes. Fernando said, keep doing your thing, Shy. You've been doing it organically, not buying likes, views, comments, etc. Doing it the right way. It's the only way I know how to do anything. Salutes to you. I appreciate you. Jonathan said the Discord's where it's at. Jonathan, I'm going to go to the Discord right now when we're done. If anybody wants to hop into the general voice chat, I'll be in there. Couple minutes. I'll holla. All right, salute Chucky Chingon. Always keep it 100. Likewise, brother. Here to make shit happen. All right. With that being said, we're gonna go with Relentless first, and we're gonna ride out with that. So again, well, you know what? Now we'll go with Bring Me Down, and then we'll go with Relentless. All right, y'all have a good night. I will see y'all. I'll be editing these, putting them out. We got mad videos that's about to drop from other lives that we've done during the week. More Chomo hunting stuff. You know, we got more cartel stuff. There's a little bit of everything going on in there. Young Jizzle said, how we jump on in the Discord? Just go to the general voice chat. I'll pop up in there in a minute as soon as this is over. Jonathan says, salute Shayo, my dude. Thank you for blessing us with another day of real and great content. Hope you have a blessed evening. Salute to you, sir. Young Jizzle said, I want to make my voice clear. Clear your throat. You know what I'm saying? I'll be up in there. I'll see y'all in there in a minute, all right? Salutes. Let us get it.
Where the heart makes sound, one last beat and it might bleed out. I just might leave now, empty these airbags and lie me down. See the lies in your eyes catching up with your mouth. I made my mistakes, of course I never lived them down. You won't let me, left marks on your heart. You will never forget me, condescend me and call me proud. I told you what you need to win and how. I'm a madman now. My worst fears realized, no longer the sad clown, Pagliacci the Pennywise. The point of no return, make them ashes and let them fly. You ain't gon' save them all, so go ahead and just let them die. Murder these emotions, bury them deep inside. If I get any colder, I swear I'ma freeze the shy. All I could do is soldier, marching through a starry night, focused on the end game, finally gon' get it right. Find myself in the light, been fighting for my fucking life, dealing with you fake fucks. I ain't gotta say much, you know what it is, kid. I just wanna blaze up, continue getting getting rich, bitch, and blow the fucking name up. Built by where I came from, pushed by what I've been through. You deferred my dreams, the reason I resent you. It don't make no sense, you pretend I don't offend you. I'm everything you hate, but if you walked a mile in these shoes, you finally understand why it's not in me to respect you. We come from different fabric, different madness, different venue. We lost our common ground, the bond just wasn't sound. The objective was to come up, and now you bring me down. Now you bring me down.
Crushing me inside.
Cold stares and crooked smiles for what seemed a million miles. Every demon that I let in is out to hunt me down. Burn this jungle up around me, leave the ashes on the ground. Scorched earth, cursed birth, body bags of 4 pounds. This is what we left with, why else would we be desperate? Gunning for each other's heads, wishing everybody dead. Fight the reaper often, but he will never soften. Relentless with his methods, he will put you in a coffin. My mind isn't earned, cause I've already burned. Drowned in the dark matter, mirror shattered, I've learned. You won't take what I've earned, never break what I create. Cause I have made the sacrifices you're afraid to make. My fear is lost potential, being anything but great. Succumbing to the suckers, to the leeches and the hate. Politicians with their speeches in these streets cannot debate. Punch your ballots with these bullets and you'll run and seal your fate. Democracy's a mockery, only the strongest stay. The weak will fade away, and us, we'll see another day. No matter what another motherfucker has to say, I will never let you hold me in one place. Your problems are your own, it's personal, emotions overblown. Living separate visions, conscious overthrown. I trust none of you bastards, I'm safest when I'm alone. It's sad, I understand it's how it is out on this road. To take a gorilla's grip to hold on to your soul. Brute force to stick to the script and not let it go. You can't slip, one false move and you'll never know. Had you gotten up, how far you go? How far you go? Hanging from a thread till you dead, cause your partner put a price on your head. Cause your chick was laying up in his bed, she getting details, spitting every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale, a fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep part. You a savage, you can have it, just show how your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, a soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this lands for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, stray bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shivering, it's a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop, where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun, but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence. Dare you to say something. No sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next. Open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think the Bible papers will shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving.